Hello students, in my last video we have learned the important physical properties of metals. Physical properties alone are insufficient to classify an element as metal or non-metal. Okay, so we have to take help of chemical properties, means chemical reactions of metals and non-metals. First is reaction with the oxygen. First is reaction with the oxygen. Okay, the first chemical property of metal is reaction, metal and non-metal, reaction with the oxygen. Yes. Then let us see how a metal reacts with the oxygen. Reaction of metal with oxygen. Yes, reaction of metal with oxygen. Yes, metal is heated with oxygen. When metal is heated with oxygen, metal reacts with oxygen to form metal oxides. Yes, when metal reacts with oxygen, forms metal oxide. Metal oxide, yes. We know when iron is exposed to air, okay, air and water, it form rust. Rust is formed. Okay, the rust is nothing but iron oxide. Iron oxide. Yes, then we can write the equation. Iron reacts with oxygen and water to form rust. Rust is nothing but iron oxide. Okay, then magnesium. What do you observe when magnesium burns in air? A magnesium ribbon burns in air with bright white light to form a white powder, which is called magnesium oxide. Yes, next metal. Magnesium reacts with oxygen. When magnesium burns in oxygen with a bright white light to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. Okay. Then when a metal, copper, exposed to moist air, forms green colored coating on the surface. The green colored coating is nothing but, yes, copper oxide. Then to understand the nature of oxide, formed by a metal, that is that oxide is acidic or basic, let us perform an activity. But before that, you have to remember, if in a solution red litmus turns blue, the solution is basic, okay, while the blue litmus turns red. The nature of the solution is acidic. Activity. Our aim is to find out the nature of iron oxide, magnesium oxide and copper oxide. Okay. Whether the solution is acidic or basic. Then, what about the procedure? First step, you have to dissolve a very small amount of, a spoonful of rust in very little amount of water. That is the first step. Yes. Okay. Take a test tube. Then the minimum amount of water is taken in this test tube. Add very little amount of rust. Okay, very little amount of rust. Then the next step, shake this suspension well. Okay, the mixture of iron and rust and water. Shake that suspension. Then afterwards you have to dip first a red litmus paper. You have to dip a red litmus paper into this suspension. Next dip a blue litmus paper in solution. Yes. What do you observe? Then what about observations? Observation number 1, no effect on blue litmus paper. Okay, the blue litmus paper did not change to red litmus paper, but the red litmus paper turns blue. Okay, this indicates that the suspension is basic in nature. Okay, then we can conclude that very important conclusion. Please listen. From this activity, we can verify that the metal oxides are basic in nature. Therefore, the red litmus, when we dip a red litmus paper into that suspension of iron oxide and water, it turns blue. Yes, the nature of metal oxides are basic in nature. This is a very important point. Okay. At the same time, similarly, magnesium oxide, if dissolved in water, okay, then turns red litmus to blue, confirming the same result. Okay, magnesium oxide is a metal oxide like iron oxide, and magnesium oxide is also basic in nature. Okay, next, reaction of non-metals with the oxygen. Okay, let us perform another activity to understand the reaction. Okay, first step, take a small amount of powdered sulfur. Take a small amount of powdered sulfur in a deflagrating spoon. You have to take a small amount of powdered sulfur in a deflagrating spoon and heat the sulfur very strongly. Yes. Okay, then the next step, yes, when sulfur start burning, as soon as sulfur start burning, put the spoon into a glass jar. Put this spoon into a glass jar and close the jar with the lid. You have to close that jar with the lid. Okay, then we can collect the gas formed. Okay, okay. Then here sulfur reacts with oxygen, forms oxide, sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, the oxide of sulfur. Then yes, here sulfur dioxide is formed. Then the next step, you have to add yes some quantity of water to this jar containing gas and close the jar. Okay, then shake the jar well, and after shaking you can put a red litmus paper, then a blue litmus paper in solution. What do you observe? Observation number 1. Please listen. Red litmus did not change, but blue litmus paper turns red, which indicates that the solution is acidic in nature. That means the sulfur dioxide gas, sulfur dioxide reacts with water to form an acid. Okay, sulfurous acid. Here sulfurous acid is formed. Sulfurous acid is formed. Its formula is H2SO3. Sulfurous acid is formed. Okay. Then, what about conclusion? Okay, we can say that the non-metals on reaction with oxygen forms acidic oxide. Yes, that means when metal and non-metal reacts with oxygen forms corresponding oxides. But metal oxides are basic in nature. The non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Okay, students, in my next video I will discuss the next chemical property of metals and non-metals, that is reaction with water. Okay, goodbye, study well.